What's good, family? What is good?
Are you ready for another episode? We're ready.
We're ready.
Are you ready?
We are ready.
We are ready. Let's go.
Man, we here. Incubators Couch. You know what it is. Unscripted, vulnerable conversations with small businesses and entrepreneurs just like you. Yo, host Rant, resource of the week, therapy session, Incubator Spotlight. It's all here. It's all here. You're in the right place. Yeah. Mid-June, you know what I'm saying? Everything is coming together.
It's coming
now.
together. We've been doing this for a couple episodes now, so we're in our groove now. Things are flowing smoothly, so we are ready, man.
Episode 7.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't be counting.
Episode 7, y'all.
I'll let him do all the counting. I'm good.
But you know, because I coach people to do live shows. 4 episodes is a major milestone.
Yes. Being consistent here.
Being consistent. And this is episode 7. And so this is phenomenal.
I know.
You know? It's
We're
phenomenal.
making it.
We're making it. And listen, it's all for you. I want to make sure you guys get a chance to hit that subscribe button.
Yes, please.
Come on over to iCouch.live/YT. Hit that subscribe button. The
so
link
you
is
can
right
be
here.
notified when we go
Yes,
live.
hit
Join
that
the
bell.
community.
Yeah,
You don't want to
yeah.
be in the comments when the show is over.
Nah.
It's not live. It's not fun. But when you are live with all the people watching, man, it's good. The conversation is flowing. We got jokes. It's a good time.
It
so
is a good time.
join us when we are live and subscribe so you can be notified. Hit the bell.
And let us know right now where you're watching from.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that'd be true.
Type it in the comments.
Where are you
let us know where you're
watching
watching
from?
We're watching from somewhere
Other
else.
places around the globe. But man, we are located in Huntsville. Some
That's
people
correct.
were happy to see that, because we have people from Huntsville on the show. So they were like, "Oh, you're from Huntsville?
Local.
We're here locally."
Yeah.
But we know we got people from all over, like Paris.
Yep.
Other countries tuning in. So welcome to the show, y'all.
Welcome. Listen, we have a rant for you today.
Yes.
So without any further ado, let's get to it. Well.
It's real quick.
Listen. Woo. Who is the expert? Who is the expert? that's the main one.
Yes.
But the sub one, the one that we want you to engage with is client I think statements. When clients preface their directive.
Yes, directive. That's the word.
That's the word, because it's not a suggestion.
It's a directive.
It's not a suggestion. When clients preface their directive by saying, I think that the video should go here, and here. And then I'm left scratching my head like, I had no idea you were a video editor.
I know. Like, that don't make no sense.
Clear you're not, because what you just said breaks multiple rules, and it's actually not possible. Client I think statement. So help us in the chat. We'll kick it over to Kanique. She's got a couple of, who's the expert type scenarios that she wants to highlight. But let us know in the chat, what are some of the things that your clients have said, I think ... I think ... What you got in the chat? Let us know. All right.
So here's one. I think we should have the website have a bright blue background, and the lettering / body text should be yellow.
Where they do that at? Why do you think these things?
That is not a good idea, guys.
That's not a good idea.
In so many reasons,
No.
there's why
No.
it's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea.
It's not.
It's not a good idea. It's not
What
a good
you
idea.
got?
No, I listen. I've got multiple. I think that the lower third should be in the middle of the screen. Pause. It's called lower third because it's in the lower third of the screen. Oh, is that? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like, what are we even talking about here?
That okay is good.
Okay. No. Client, I think statements. Some of them are dope. I'm a big fan of ideation.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, brainstorming and working with your clients and coming up with something that's great.
If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
But many times it's not.
And especially when they err on the side of you should do it this way because this is better.
Directive.
And that's why we named this rant today. Who's the expert?
Who's the expert here?
If you could do all of that,
Then go
then
ahead.
why did you come to me? I didn't even, what?
Do you want my expertise or not?
Listen.
Like-
Put a 3 in the chat right now if you've ever done work for a client that's in your field. Like, have you ever done a website for a web designer? Have I ever done a live show for a live streamer? Put a 1 in the chat. Did I say 1 or?
You said 3.
Put a 3 in the chat. Lord help me,
Not
Jesus.
1, not 2.
Put a
3.
3 in the chat if you have ever done work for somebody in your field. And the reason why I say that is because this is one of those things where you kind of, teeter-tots, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you have clients who are novices in your area of expertise and they want to give you advice. Like we should do it this way. And
Yes.
you're like, whole lot of
No.
reasons why that's just not the way. But then there are other times where you're actually working with somebody who is in your field. Now, generally speaking, I don't take on those clients. There's a whole lot of reasons why. Because everybody does it their own way.
Yes.
And there's just, if I take a live streamer on as my client, they're going to want me to live stream like they do.
Yeah.
And,
And it's just not going to work.
that.
It's not going to go well. It's not. It's not going to go well.
It's not going to go well. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. All right. Give us one more and then we're going to head for our Incubator Spotlight.
Let's see. I think that this graphic should be blinking on the screen, and right below that we need to have something like scroll up to the top, and then this one should fade in, and then this one should do this. Like, yo, that's too much.
Yo, no websites
Keep
are
it
doing
simple. I'm not going to say the rest. But really though, who is the expert? I'm guiding you on the best practices. Let me do it.
You brought me in. This is what I do. This is my space. I had a person say to me, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. I don't care though. That because we, the Praise Cafe
Yes.
right. So the way that it was set up originally, the lights were facing the glass,
yes.
and you could see the light in the glass. And the person said to me, let's go back to that setup. I was like, but it broke all the rules.
The rules, yes.
Like that was the wrong way. There's a whole lot of other details there, but I'm gonna tell you, man. We talk about the things that are, of course, pertinent to our business, but we want y'all in the chat to talk about some of the things that are pertinent to yours. I mean, I'm thinking about like a plumber, comes into the house, and the person is saying, "Hey, shouldn't this you got to put this pipe over here?" And the plumber is looking at them like, "Who's the expert?"
No.
Like the electrician comes in to put in a new outlet or put in a fan, and then they're like, no, doesn't the red wire go with this one? And who's the expert? I have my eyebrows. I have both eyebrows.
All of them.
And you clearly probably don't have any because you're just mashing up wires. When an expert comes in, the expert comes in with not just flair and their own style, right? Because that's your secret sauce. Electrician is an electrician, but an electrician has a certain way to do their work.
Years of
experience and a standard.
Yes.
There's a standard.
There is a standard, for real.
I have to follow best practices. And a lot of times clients sometimes don't recognize that we as professionals in a space must follow best practices.
Yes.
We can't just be breaking rules just because we want to.
No.
No. I've got many more examples, but I'm so excited to see some of yours in chat.
Yes.
I think it's going to be great. But listen, we have a pretty dope resource of the week that Kanique is going to set up for us right now.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, I agree with that statement.
That was the wrong one.
Wait a minute.
We weren't even looking at what was playing. I didn't even realize that was the spotlight. Sorry about that. We will go to the resource of the week right now.
Resource of the week.
This is the right scene.
Yes.
Listen, it's all happening live.
It all happens. It all happens. So the resource of the week is if this, then that. So for the coders and programmers, you would recognize that terminology. Yeah. But for the regular person, it's simply that. If this, then that. So what if it does is it works with all these different platforms. For example, it can communicate with your social media pages such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. For example, how I have used it. When I change my profile picture on Facebook, for example, it automatically changes it on Twitter or whatever other social platforms I have without me having to manually go in and change it for each one. So it works in that way. It can work with our lights.
Yeah. I was going to say that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this, then that.
Yeah. Or even with our Wi-Fi. If I am coming into my home and my phone jumps onto the Wi-Fi, it can say automatically turn on so-and-so light.
Boom.
Yeah, just like that. It works with a ton of platforms. So definitely check it out. You can implement it into your business processes as well.
Yep.
Check out the different platforms it supports.
Man.
Integrate it into your home, into life period.
Yeah.
Like there's one that I thought was really cool. As soon as I hit the Wi-Fi at my home, it can send a text message to Kirk like Kanique is at home.
Dope.
Really dope stuff, like stuff that you would not even think about, like, yo, this is really cool. Or when the kids come home, it can send that text message like, yo, they're home.
It's not just convenience. I mean, we're talking about some of the things that most people will be able to resonate with.
Yes.
The home things, the Wi-Fi, stuff like that, the text messages. But I'm telling you, I have seen a good friend of mine, somebody who's also in the content creator space. She uses if this, then that for her business processes, for onboarding, for her guest relations and stuff like that, for her live shows. It is crazy some of the things that she's been able to automate by using if this, then that. And you talk about growing a team as a business, as an incubator, right? You talk about growing your team. Some of the ways that you automate, scale, monetize is you have to start employing resources like these.
To automate some of those things, man. Can't be doing everything manually.
No.
You got to work smarter, not harder. And this is the perfect tool for that.
Absolutely. This is an Incubators Couch resource that and I'm certain that one or two of you out there may have already worked with if this, then that. But for those that haven't, and if you could be in business, you just never know what is something that you could automate, that you could stop having to manually do just by setting that trigger, right? That's what the if is.
Yes.
If this happens, then you do this. By setting that trigger and allowing a system like if IFTTT to do that work for you.
Yeah.
Dope resource of the week this week.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Man.
So now we're moving on.
And you kind of already got a chance to see a little bit of our guest, but we're going to run it again anyway.
Yeah.
Because, ain't no wrong way to do it. Let's go.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. While I agree with that statement for the most part, it's not always true in business. Often your customers need pictures and words to fully understand what your business does. Hi, I'm Rachel Eubanks, owner and copywriter at Inspire to Engage. We work with you or your marketing team to create inspiring and engaging written content for your business. This could be on your website, social media, articles, speeches, or commercial scripts. When I write for you, it's important that I understand your voice. Or if you need, I can help you find it. That's why I spend so much time learning about your business and understanding the exact message you want to convey. That includes interviews with some of your happy customers and reading online reviews of the service or products you offer. I look through your current content and see how it is performing. Also, I look into your direct competitors to see how they're positioning their products or services. The written content on your website, in your emails, on your social media works for you day and night, and it doesn't take any holidays. Written content can also answer a ton of questions for your customers, which leads to a more well-informed decision when it comes to beginning a professional relationship with your business. Let's get started on transforming your written content as soon as possible. I offer a free 30-minute consultation where you can gain ideas on how to improve your content immediately. Email me to book if you want to make your content work for you day and night.
Welcome back, everybody. And you learned a little bit about Rachel, who we have sitting with us today.
Yes.
Like, if you did not know what a copywriter was, now you do. And
Well,
you
they know a little. We're going to have to expand a little.
Yes, and you might want to look up her business because I'm telling you, copywriting is so needed.
It is
so needed. And a lot of people don't realize how important it is. But let me not talk too much about that. I'm going to let Rachel introduce herself a little more, tell people who you are, what your business is, so they can know about you.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I'm Rachel Eubanks. I own a business called Inspire to Engage, and I'm a copywriter. And so what that means is I write sales and marketing content for businesses. And so for people, an example of that would be anywhere from emails. So sometimes it's a nurture sequence for a specific product or service. Sometimes it's a newsletter, and people forget that is also a part of copywriting because the reality is copywriting is about building a relationship. And so a newsletter allows you to be in someone's inbox on a consistent basis.
And you want that brand voice to be
Exactly.
consistent.
You want it to be there.
My
And you
word,
want there to
good.
be communication and earnest reasons for reaching out to these people on a regular basis.
Not just advertisement.
No.
Like we got
Yeah,
this
not
going
trying
on,
to
this going on.
sell.
Actually, the copy should be the point. Like, here's the value right here. Oh my,
Exactly.
that's good.
So we have email, nurture sequence, newsletters, social media, because social media again is a consistent communication form, and you want that, just like you said, you want that voice to be consistent. I also write some pamphlet material, like what you would expect to see people hand out at shows. Website copy is a really big deal.
This is the one,
right?
This is the one, y'all.
Exactly. Kanique and I have worked together, and she has. It's beautiful to see her take my words, and I'm like, it looks like that when you're done. So that is so fun. And for a copywriter, a lot of us copywriters are, maybe I'm speaking for myself, words come natural. The visual part, the graphics of like laying it out so that it's pleasing to the eye does not always come so natural. So it is a blessing to work with website developers and designers, graphic designers who know their stuff. And so let me be really clear. I'm a copywriter, not a graphic designer, not a website designer.
I'm in my lane.
I'm in my lane. And Kanique, I have to give her a ton of credit here. Kanique is one of those business ladies that I've really leaned into because she is very clear about her lane. And it has given me confidence to be very clear about my lane.
That's good.
So
that's
awesome.
That's the first nugget right there. That's the first nugget right there.
Know
You
your
need to be
lane.
clear about your lane, and you almost need to be unapologetic. Like, there's no shame or shade in just saying no. I don't do that. Actually, don't do that.
I don't do that.
That's actually outside of what I do.
But I know someone who
But
does.
and that's the best thing of having a network where you don't mind referring the person,
so
right? You actually
true.
like the person. But listen, I want to say this real quick, and then we're going to kick it back to Kanique so we can get into what we came to do. in the comments right now, just let me know, put a 1 if you know what a copywriter is, and put a 2 if you don't. And I'm hoping I don't see a whole lot of 2s, but I'm thinking that a lot of you don't. She explained it very well. Yes. So some of you probably know what it is now, but you may not have known that that's an actual thing. Mm-hmm. That consistency, not just from graphics and branding, like you have your hex code for your brand package or your whatever it is for your logo and stuff like that, but you still have to carry that consistency throughout your written content, throughout your copy, what we call it for short, throughout your website and all those pieces. So put a 1 if you know what it is. Put a 2 if you don't. Maybe I mixed that
That's
up.
a good question.
No, I think you did it right.
I think you did too.
So Rachel, you know why we're here today?
Yeah.
We are here to hear a story, of an experience that you've had with a client.
You're on the couch. Settle in.
Please
settle
share.
in.
Okay, so I was really honest with Kirk and Kanique before we got started. I said, hey, I don't have some crazy ClientZilla story, but I do have an experience that I want to share, and there's a couple of, I think, nuggets that may come from this.
Absolutely.
This happened probably, I've been in business about 6 years, and this happened probably around year 3 to year 4, and that's important to the story. That's important.
That's a critical time in business too.
It is critical. And what happened was I get an email. She knows me through a friend, so she's a friend of a friend, and she lists about 20 things deep of what she's looking for for social media. And I mean, it's 20 things deep. It's looking for basically a full-time media manager. And then what happens at the bottom, she continues to rattle off some other things, some other pieces of information about how long she's been in business, and that the people she's been talking to want to do this for like $20 an hour. And she's like, I mean, come on, it's not that, there's not that much to it.
So
I know.
Sorry. Let me go ahead. Sorry.
So you guys have the exact same feelings that I had right there in that email.
Okay.
She did a couple of good things, right? Like she was very clear about what she wanted. Guys.
Right. Praise God. Right. Yeah.
She also was very clear about her budget, which I do respect in somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
But the problem with my hourly rate was already well past that. And then coming in with, I mean, it's not that easy. And so, inside my head, I'm like, well, if it's not that easy, then why aren't you doing it? Exactly. And we know why she wasn't doing it. Her business had outgrown. She had more money than time, but she wasn't willing to spend the money for a quality media manager. And honestly, I do want to be very clear too. I wasn't a media manager. She was coming to me for the wrong reason. She had our mutual friend had said, hey, Rachel writes social media posts. And I do, but they're very specific. I'm not managing your account. I will not be in there corresponding back and forth with people, things like that. And so in that, I realized very quickly after reading that email, she wasn't going to be a client of mine. No. And I'm good with that. And I think this is important to know that this was year 3 or 4 of my business. It does take some confidence and time and experience and money in the bank for you to be really clear, like, this person isn't my client.
And that's what I love about what you're saying. Like, you have to know, like, this person, yes, this person, no. I love that you did that.
But I also, to piggyback, you're also saying, look, there's going to be some early portions of your business, right? Some of you are in that early portion out there, and you're thinking to yourself, man, if somebody hits me up, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And we're saying to you, with time and experience, you're going to learn that's not the way to go.
It's not the way to go. But I think I think the point that you're making right there too, Kirk, is when you are early and you're first starting that business, sometimes we have to say yeses to projects.
Yes, that's true.
Now, I'm not saying to projects the client's going to be abusive. I'm not saying like that. But when you're so early in a business, you've got to have some money in the bank. And frankly, your resume is very thin. And so you do have to got to get a little bulk to you. And then you hit about year 3 and 4 and you can almost sniff it. Like you're like, not good. So what happened was, I will say,
I love that.
you can, y'all know that. Y'all been in business long enough to know that you can start to be like, this does not smell right.
Yo, put some nose emojis in the chat. Just a nose. Just to put a nose emoji in the chat.
You kept going. I was like, wait, let's laugh about it.
You're like, we're not stopping. I mean, you're like, we're not going on. We're going to have to stop and talk about that.
You can sniff it. And it's so real, though. It's so real. You know, yeah, the circumstances, the situation, the tone. You're like,
I did take the meeting though because it was out of respect for my friend.
Your friend, yes.
That's the whole point too.
I agree, and I appreciate her giving me referrals, but this wasn't the right referral.
Yeah.
And so I did take the meeting. I did share with this lady some hard truths that first of all, you're not going to find a media manager doing this list of 20 things for $20 an hour. Not somebody that's responsible, that really kind of knows their thing. Yeah. You're not going to find that. And I didn't say it ugly, but I did say it very factually. Took the feeling out of it. And then I also came prepared with a couple of kind of free suggestions, ways that she could tighten up her time and maybe reuse content. If you're going to end up having to do this yourself, well, here are some suggestions that can make it faster, because you're right now, your pocketbook isn't quite big enough to
bring on.
To bring on what it is that you're wanting. And I was clear. I'm not your girl.
I'm not the one.
Yeah, like don't, even when you do have the money, that's not me. That's not me. But I just want to let you know. No, that's so good. And man, there's so many nuggets there. There's so many nuggets there. I think being able to understanding and recognizing, like, when somebody is going to refer you, fam, somebody refers you, you need to do whatever's necessary to make sure that that referral is honored. Now, I'm not saying you take the business. No. I'm saying you honor the referral.
Totally agree.
When somebody refers us, we
go the extra mile. We do a little more. Yeah, we do.
Because of the referral. Yeah. And as you build out your network, you recognize that everythll piece is
everything.
So
we know everything.
Yes. We know because we are in BNI together.
Exactly.
We know what referral marketing is.
And again, and I love the way you said that in terms of where are you in your business. Your answer may have been different. Maybe you figure it out.
It would have been. Yeah. It would have been. And that leads to a good point too there, Kirk, because had she come to me within the first 2 years of my business, I didn't realize at the time that my first 2 years, I really was doing a little bit of media management. Yeah. It's in those 2 years I realized that's not. I don't want to do that. And so had she come to me within those first 2 years, I needed money in the bank, and I had not carved out my lane as firmly as it's carved out now. And I even think too that the longer we go into business, I know you guys can speak to this too. I kind of call it a season of business. Our business will change.
It will.
Like all of us sitting at this table, you talk to us 5 years from now too. There's going to be another season as well too.
That's
so true.
Yeah.
And so that season, she missed me. Had she come in that early season,
she might have got you.
Gosh. You got the earmuffs on, but it's not winter no more, right? She's in the wrong season, fam.
She came to me in a different season where I could firmly and confidently tell her, I don't do that right now. And but you know, let's say 10 years from now, if I continue to get things like that, and I actually grow a little bit of an agency, someone comes back to me. Now we will not be talking about $20 an hour, but someone comes back to me and they talk about media management. That might be something on the table. But even now at year 6, that's not a part of my business. Right. It's not. I have 3 video editors and 2 graphic designers. They work with me for me, creating packages, but every now and again, folks will say, hey, can you edit a video? We'll do it because I have those team members. But if they'd caught me at a different season, I'd have been like, absolutely not. No. I do not edit video. No. That's a great point, but it's because your business has changed. And I guess the one thing that I want to, there's a lot of things, but anybody that's brand new to business, there's so much out there about know your ideal client. Believe me, I understand that. I teach that to people. Know your ideal client. But the reality is you don't know what you don't know. You have to get started. You have to take some clients. You have to put some packages out there for you to go like, oh,
wait a minute. Let me change.
That's not what I want to do. Oh, is this what this is like?
So if you don't have it all figured out, we would all encourage you to just, you gotta start
somewhere. That's good.
And be reflective. Listen to shows like this. Surround yourself with people who do
what you do
exactly
Yes.
and have a wide breadth of experiences,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
That's so
often
true.
tell
Yeah.
mentees, right? College age folks, people trying to get into the business world. I'm like, you have no idea what you want to do because
Yeah,
you
you
haven't
don't.
experienced enough.
Yes.
So you just want to collect experiences. That's like
Yes.
my phrase, collect experiences.
like
they're
that.
playing cards, right? Like they're collectibles. Collect experiences because those experiences are going to inform what you end up doing.
That's so
I
true.
know I
Yeah.
don't like this. Why do you know that? Oh, I got a whole story.
because I got a story.
I got a whole story on that one. But if you don't know what it is, you might actually turn something down that actually refills you.
Yes.
Like doing that
That's
thing,
so
you'd be
true.
like, man, I love this. I had no idea. Like me, I do live production. I produce shows, but a whole portion of the business that we're building out right now is coaching.
Yeah.
And I
And he
love
loves
coaching.
I can tell. Look at that joy.
He can't even help it. He
Absolutely
can't help
love
it.
coaching. I'm like, oh, this is great. Give me a problem that I can solve, So again, those seasons shift and they change.
do.
And some people will kind of close off portions of the business, whereas
Yeah.
for me, I'm just kind of offloading that to people who I've trained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we can maintain that portion, but I'm really going to be focused on something else.
Yeah.
Well, and I would argue too, as a coach, that's not something you could have started your first year.
No.
Not if you
'cause you
are
don't have
mentoring.
Very
exactly.
true.
If you're mentoring
Very
business
true.
owners.
Right.
Because you haven't
don't
been
have,
through those
you don't
seasons.
have the
Yeah.
experiences
Yeah.
yet. So yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
that's
And you can now talk them through it. So it's really amazing how it's really amazing how everything kind of lines up and builds
it
up.
builds on it,
Have
yeah.
you heard of the book? It's Range. I think the author is David Epstein, and he talks about the fact.
I want to say yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you would love
I think it
it.
is
It's-
David Epstein.
okay, you know the
Yes,
author
I want
then.
to say yes.
And the book is all about the fact that really nothing's wasted in life.
No.
Nothing's wasted. I was a
love
teacher
this.
All
I was a
these
teacher for
experiences.
13 years. And now I'm a
Yes,
copywriter,
yes,
and I
you
tell
are.
people all the time. Listen, I had a sales and marketing job from the beginning of my professional life, and those people didn't even want to be there. They were dropped off at the quote unquote store by a school
Oh
bus.
my
Yes, they were.
You don't think
That's
I haven't been in sales
hilarious.
and marketing?
You've been in sales
They
for your
were
entire
not
life.
even looking for the
Yeah.
stuff I was trying to sell.
Woo!
Pretty
Okay?
much. That's good.
So
Captive
none
audience.
of that,
Mercy.
none of that was wasted
None of
in
it.
what I use now.
Yeah.
And the same thing with your coaching. Everything that you've been through in business is not wasted. It is being
not.
used to inform what you're doing now.
That's so
Yes,
good.
So it's
yes.
really interesting, and that's the same thing we would tell anybody
Yeah.
at whatever phase of business you're
Yeah.
in. It's not wasted.
It's
Yes,
not wasted.
definitely.
It's not
It's
wasted.
not
Your lived
wasted.
experience, man, is such a cheat code for whatever it is that you're doing. I like working with people who have experiences,
Yeah.
right? So a CEO getting ready to retire, he gets paid upwards of $25,000, $30,000 to speak when he does speak. Has no social media presence, no website of his own. Like when he steps off the stage, you won't be able to find him because they're going to turn off his email address, and that's the only one he's ever had
Pretty
in his
much.
entire life.
And you have nowhere to reach
So
to
now
find this guy.
we're
Yeah.
working to kind of set his entire sphere up. There are people who follow the company just for him,
Wow.
but he's never created his own presence online. And so now, do you think that guy has a story to tell? Like, does he have experiences?
Boy,
to
does he
share?
have some experience.
Like, and that's the thing is like with that age group, some of the boomers, but even some of the Xers as well, they're getting ready to take a chill, but they've got so much
Yes.
experience, so much that they could share with these other generations that will be help them to
Yes.
leapfrog all of the
Some of the
issues,
yeah.
and allow them to kind of get right into to where they were. Years ahead and able to do more in their businesses. So that's again one of those things you kind of have to think it through. I love the way you framed. I'm a teacher, but I had to market
Sales.
the content to this
I've been in
audience.
sales
They
and marketing
didn't-
for a long
That is
time.
Absolutely
hilarious.
phenomenal.
That's hilarious.
But I think the Incubators Couch, we really want people to walk away with some reframing. So I mean, even just the way that you put that and the way that I'm sharing as
Yes.
well. Thinking about what you're doing currently, even if you're a 9-to-5er, right? No shade on our 9-to-5ers.
No.
You've got to have 9-to-5ers.
Definitely.
I was a 9-to-5er for years.
Yes.
But even if you are in that space, reframing it, how would you put it on the resume to be able to do something else? How could you take those
True.
experiences that you're doing in a job that's totally out of that
Yes.
industry and frame it in a way that allows you to have relevance in
Yes,
the industry
in
you
that
want to go
industry,
to?
yeah.
Thinking through some of those
Yeah.
things can really be impactful for your business as well. Man,
That is so true.
Definitely.
This
But
is
yes, This
awesome.
was great. I'm so glad you came.
This has been- this has been a lot of fun.
This is episode 1 of 20 with Rachel,
Yes.
because we're gonna have to have her come back, maybe even co-host. No, I'm just-
I know, right? Because
man,
the talkers.
it's really good. It's really good, really good. good.
Well,
really
thank
good.
you so much. I
You are
appreciate it. This has been a
welcome.
lot of fun. I admit that I was nervous. I have done podcasts, but I haven't necessarily done streaming or TV.
Yeah.
And so I was very nervous about
Oh,
this.
no.
And you guys made it super easy and
good.
fun.
Thank you.
Fun.
Awesome.
Listen, take a few seconds as we get ready to land here. How can people find you, follow you? We have your Instagram handle on the screen, but
Yes.
you know we're sure there's websites and different things. And man, if you have a little package that you
Oh,
can,
you were very sweet.
you know,
You're
for
very
Incubators
sweet.
Couch watchers, you know, we'd love for them to be able to hit you up.
Well-
let me say this first. Copywriting is not something you need them to be in the same city. Okay.
True.
Oh,
So-
great
True.
point.
She
Yes.
she works with some of our friends who
Yes.
live in Maryland and all
Yeah.
kinds of other places. So I just want to put that in there.
Thank you. Yes, we do not have to be in person. 2020, there were some horrible things that came out of 2020, but I'll tell you what, it did teach all of
all
us,
of us.
Yes.
that you can work all over the
All over the
world.
world.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
That's
and
great.
so that was
Yeah.
one of the positives that came out. The best way to reach me would be really my inbox.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Rachel, Rachel, at Inspire to Engage. That's just, it's all together, and the 2 is TO. Then, of course, I am on Instagram. He's got my handle here.
Yeah.
LinkedIn as well, Rachel Eubanks.
We'll put those links
Yeah,
in the
we
description
will.
as
Yes.
well
Yeah.
to make sure you guys get a chance to
Yeah.
really connect with her. Yeah.
And one of the things that I would plug in here for me, and this, we've talked a lot about this with referrals and relationships, is that one of the things I'm working on with clients right now is creating a system for them to consistently communicate with past and current
Yes.
clients,
Wow.
so
That's
that
so
you
good.
are in their inbox. And I don't mean in a newsletter fashion. Yes to newsletters, but second of all, this would be in a more specific, earnest way. For example, you saw that they got a promotion on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Great. You do need to react on LinkedIn, but a couple of weeks later, you need to send them a quick email that says, "Oh my gosh, I saw your link, I saw
That
your
is
promotion."
awesome. That is
and
awesome.
that
That's
does
good.
several things. It
does.
keeps you in the loop of their life. It keeps you in their inbox. Whether people get so
Yes,
tore up about
that's
people
true.
opening and not opening, people don't open my emails. Yeah, but how many times have we went back and said, "Oh my gosh, Kanique emailed me a few minutes ago, or she emailed me a couple of weeks ago. Let me go look at that email,"
Yes.
and we get that information, or we have their direct line of communication, and that is so powerful.
That is
Yes, it
that is
is.
the top.
It is.
And
That
I
is
would
the
still
top.
say too, even if they didn't open it, they scrolled through it and saw your name there.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Or their assistant saw your name there. So you're still keeping your presence in their business. And so that's
Yeah.
one thing I'm working on with clients. That would be for a business owner that is established already.
Right.
They do have
Yeah.
a list of past and current clients, and here's the kicker. They understand the importance of relationships.
That is
so if you don't understand and just relish the fact that the people in your circle are going to be your best form of marketing. They're the ones who are going to refer you.
Yeah.
Yes, they
And-
are.
And everyone sitting at
Yes.
this table know word of mouth marketing,
Come on.
the close rate is ridiculous.
It
Top.
is.
This
It
is the
is.
top.
It's
When your
top.
best
It really
friend looks
is.
at you and says, "Hey, this is who did my website, you should call her," guess what?
You're
I'm-
gonna
I'm-
call
call.
her.
We don't even
You're gonna call
need
her.
anything
That's
else.
it. We're
Yeah,
done. We
we're
don't
done.
have to have 15
No,
touches on a
no,
website. we don't
no,
have to
no.
have 14
We're done.
emails.
We're ready
We
to
call.
go.
Yes.
And so that's the type of people who this product is for, is someone who understands relationships and
Yeah.
they do have clients that they want to keep in contact with.
We're gonna have to have you back.
Perfect.
In the creator world, we call it top of mind, tip of tongue.
Exactly.
Right? And-
Exactly.
And yeah, that's exactly what you want in
Yeah.
terms of your business. You want people to be thinking, yeah, I just talked to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the person I want. Because even if they don't have a project for you right now,
They might.
might have somebody to refer you to.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
absolutely critical.
It's
Listen,
very
we could
powerful.
talk forever. You
Yes,
know
we
this. So we're gonna cap it here. But thank you so much.
It's been my pleasure. Oh,
Yeah.
seriously.
To have, we're really gonna have to have you back.
I'll be back if you invite me, definitely.
Definitely. Can you imagine? She said she was nervous.
No, I'm like, come on,
what?
Rachel. She
Rachel.
is a talker.
Yo.
And she knows this. So I was like, oh, she'll be perfect. She'll be fine.
She
won't have no
came with the
problems.
fire.
Yes, she
I
did.
don't think I'd ever heard anybody say you could smell a bad
You
client.
can smell it. That was so good.
What? Something's not right. Ooh, there's a word in there
Yes,
somewhere.
there
Hanomoshanda. Listen, you can smell a bad client.
Yes, you can. Oh,
bad
my
clients
goodness.
emit an odor.
Oh,
Let me leave it alone. Let me leave it alone. An
yes.
odor.
Yes. It just surrounds them.
Ooh, let me tell you, man, that thing was good. But listen, that season of business, that's, of course, that's where we landed in terms of how we wanted to frame out that discussion and the story that she shared and its relevance to all of our incubator fam out there and anybody that's in business. There are seasons.
There are definite seasons.
Yeah.
There's that hunger season.
Yeah. Listen, there's the building season, which sometimes starts long before you even get the EIN. Like you can still be 9 to 5 and you're actually building out
that.
the foundation for your business right now. Those skill sets. When she talked about having a captive audience in school, like
that was hilarious. Hilarious.
Priceless. Rachel, you are amazing. Oh my goodness, that is priceless. Yeah. You gotta understand the seasons of business that you're in. Gotta understand it. I made a joke with her saying, you're coming to me and you have on earmuffs and I'm in summer. Like you miss me. You missed the season. And I think there's something to be said here because I've talked about this in a presentation long ago, but people always talk about, jump in the water's fine in terms of business, in terms of quitting their job and going into this entrepreneur thing full time. And the truth is you need to know what season you're in because you may be looking at me and it's summer and for you it's winter. And so for me, I dive in the water and I can do a swan dive, right? People are putting up the number 10, whereas you dive in the water and you hit
belly flop.
Oh, forget belly flop. You hit solid ice because for you it's winter and you break every bone because it wasn't the right time for you to actually dive in. You got to understand your season and those seasons are critical, man. When she said that thing, I said, ooh. That will preach.
That's good word.
Oh my goodness.
That's good word.
Got to understand your seasons, fam. Talk to us in the comments about the different seasons of business that you might find yourself in. Yeah, there's hunger. There's a hunger season. There's a growth season. There's actually different phases of business, right? There's like, this is actually a defined thing in terms of the different phases that you find yourself in business. And many businesses that don't get out of that hunger phase, those businesses die.
Yeah,
those businesses die. They're not going to make it. No. And one of the things that people often say is for a business to really become viable, it has to go beyond just being a solopreneur. It has to go beyond just being a one person thing. 5 to 10 is where a lot of businesses stay, but the reality, and you ask any business owner out there, once they hire on somebody, they recognize and they feel the weight of responsibility for these people who have decided, I'm going to work for your vision.
They're going to keep pushing because they know that
There's
it's not just that person relying on you. Their families are relying on that money.
There's a lot that goes in. When you hire somebody, there's something that switches and people are just like, yo, I gotta be about this work. I gotta be about this. Now I've got people who are depending on me. I gotta be about this life. So we'd love to hear from you, some of your comments and stuff like that. Man, we love this.
Yeah, this is fun. We're enjoying ourselves.
We absolutely love this. And we love that it's creating a community and we see your comments. We encourage you to not only comment while live right now and we're in the comments with you, but also comment, after the fact. Replay Squad.
We love you. We know you exist. So come on through. Leave some comments. We will respond to your comments. We make sure to. So please. And
can we ask you to do this even as we get ready to close this thing out? Can you just tag somebody did something for us a couple weeks back where they tagged some friends in the comments while we were live. And they
jumped on.
And that person came on and they had a really good time in the comments
with us. Yes, they really did because they were cracking jokes. They were communicating with us real well.
You just you don't know what that release would do for that business owner, for that entrepreneur. Maybe you're not in business for yourself. You've been enjoying this thing, but you know others who are. Share that thing, yo. That's my only ask tonight.
Yeah, that's it.
Just share this joint. Share it with those other people that are out there that are in this space and could absolutely benefit from hearing these kinds of conversations. Rachel Eubanks really shared. Wow, she really gave us some nuggets to consider tonight, and I'm hoping that resonates with you as well. Incubator's Couch is. I'm waiting for you to. You got to chime in on this.
Go ahead. I chime in at the very end. Go ahead.
Incubator's Couch is unscripted, I'm waiting for you.
Vulnerable conversations.
Yes, there it is. And she said it.
For entrepreneurs
and
small business owners just like you.
And we'll see you, family, in the next video. Later.